Hi guys, welcome to lesson 9 in module 6, grade 5, and today we're going to identify multiplication and division relationships between corresponding terms in number patterns. So hopefully you remember corresponding terms in number patterns are like the x and the y. They are partners, they are corresponding with each other, and we're going to look at multiplication and division relationships in those today. Okay. So let's jump in. Let's look at table A. Let me just move myself over to here. Okay, and looking at table A, I want you to think about these rules that are written next to table A. Just kind of study the whole thing. There's one rule that is a lie. So we have two truths and a lie here. We have our x, 1, 3, and 5. We have our y, 2, 4, and 6. So let's look at our two truths and a lie and see which one is the lie. Number 1 says the rule for the y coordinate is add 2. All right, 2 plus 2 is 4. 4 plus 2 is 6. I believe that is true. Yes. And number 2 says the y coordinate is 1 more than its corresponding x coordinate. Let's see. Y is 1 more than x. Y is 1 more than x. Y is 1 more than x. That is also true. So number 3 should be the lie, but we better check it because we don't want to make a mistake, right? Always good to take that extra minute just to double check. If the patterns continue, the ordered pair formed by the next x and y coordinate is 8 and 7. Okay, so what would be the next x coordinate? Remember, our pattern is adding 2. So 5, 6, 7. And y would be 6, 7, 8. Ah, not 8, 7, but 7, 8. So that one is not true. That one is false. Okay. We can also look at the pattern here, going corresponding 1 to 2, 3 to 4, 5 to 6. All right. 7 to 8. Looks good. Okay, very good. Think about the points that table A would make if you were going to plot them on a coordinate plane. Can you look at the table now that we're on lesson 9? You've had quite a bit of experience with these things. Can you plot them? What would they look like? Can you kind of picture it? 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Okay. The points, would they be on a line? And would they horizontal distance? Remember we talked about this, I think, in the last lesson. So from 1 to 3, our horizontal distance would be 2. And from 2 to 4, our vertical distance would be 2. So they would go to the right 2 and up 2. Okay, and if the patterns continue, what is the y coordinate when the x is 15? Okay, so if the x is 15, what would our y be? Do we have to go the pattern to figure it out? It would be 1 more, right? So our y would be 16 because we know our pattern is to add 1 from x to y. All right, excellent. Let's look at table B. Okay, this is just a warm-up, a little bit of a practice to make sure we remember what we've been learning. Very important. Okay, table B, 1, 3, 5. So we're adding 2, right? And 2, 6, 10. Oh, this one's a little bit different. We're adding 4. Okay, so here we're adding 2, and here we're adding 4. So let's look at our two truths and a lie. The rule for the y coordinate is add 4. Yes, that is correct. We just said it, right? Add 4. Each y coordinate is one more than its corresponding x-coordinate. 1 to 2, okay, that's 1. 3 to 6, that's not 1. 5 to 10, that's not 1. And in fact, do you notice our pattern is not the same for all of our corresponding coordinates, right? Okay, so that is not true. If the patterns continue, the ordered pair formed by the next x and y coordinates is 7, 14. Well, we can check that, right? This one is add 2, so that would be 7. And this one is add 4, so that would be 14. So that is also correct. Okay? In table A, the rule for both coordinates is add 2. Right? Table A, we had add 2 and add 2. Add 2 and add 2, right? What do you notice about the rules for coordinate B? It's a little bit different, isn't it? So this one is adding 2, but our y is adding 4. The rules are not the same. How do you know the ordered pair formed by the next x and y is 7, 14? I think we've covered that one, right? Because we added 2 and we added 4. We followed our pattern of our x and our y. We didn't follow our pattern between them. We just followed our pattern going down x and y. Okay? We determined that not all y coordinates are one more than their corresponding x coordinates. Is there a number that we can add to each x coordinate to get the corresponding y coordinate? So here we could add 1, right? But here, adding 1, adding 3, adding 5, adding 7. So there is no number we can add. Today, we're going to describe the relationships between corresponding coordinates when we can't add or subtract a number from the x-coordinate to get the corresponding y-coordinate. And if you paid attention to the title of the lesson, you might have a hint of what we're going to be doing. All right. So let's look at B, continuing looking at table B. Let's think about how these points would be on a coordinate plane. What would these look like on a coordinate plane? Just like we did with A. So 1 to 3, we're going to be going across 2. 2 to 6, we're going to be going up 4. So across 2 and up 4. Yeah, can you picture that? Is it going to form a line? Probably would, right? Okay. We're going to go to number 1 in your book, and I think this is a good time to transition to our next video. So I'll see you in video 2, and you're going to have your Learn book ready with your magnifying glass. In fact, you could go ahead and do the magnifying glass problem, at least number 1, and see if you're ready when we go over it in video 2. Thanks for your hard work. Aloha.